Arsenal are in the Champions League final. Here's how they got there. May 5th, 2026. The Emirates Stadium is shaking. Arsenal 1, Atlético Madrid 0. The final whistle blows. And for the first time in 20 years, 20 long, agonizing, trophyless years in this competition, Arsenal Football Club are going to a Champions League final. Let that sink in. The last time Arsenal stood on that stage was 2006. A different era, a different team. Thierry Henry was still pulling on the red and white, and they still didn't win it. But this is different. This is Mikel Arteta's Arsenal, built from the ground up, hardened by near misses, fueled by hunger. And now, one game away from the greatest prize in club football. So today, we are going to relive every single step of this historic journey, from the opening match day all the way to that electric night at the Emirates. Because this story deserves to be told properly. Let's go back to the beginning. Chapter 1. The group stage, making a statement. Arsenal entered this Champions League campaign with something to prove. Yes, they had been close in the Premier League. Yes, the squad had grown. But European pedigree, genuine, tested, knockout stage pedigree, is something you have to earn. And Arsenal announced their intentions early. November 26, 2025. Arsenal 3-1 Bayern Munich. Let's start here, because this result sent a message to every club left in this competition. Bayern Munich, 5-time European champions, one of the most feared clubs on the continent. And Arsenal dismantled them at the Emirates, 3-1. This wasn't a lucky win. This was a performance. Controlled, clinical, and confident. It told the rest of Europe, we are here and we are serious. December 10th, 2025. Club Brugge, 0-3 Arsenal. 2 weeks later, Arsenal traveled to Belgium and didn't ease off. Club Brugge, a side that had been competitive all campaign, were swept aside. 3 goals, clean sheet, no fuss. January 20th, 2026. Inter Milan 1-3 Arsenal. And then came the result that really turned heads. Inter Milan. At the San Siro. A stadium that has humbled some of the greatest clubs in football history. Arsenal went to Milan and won 3-1. 3 goals in Italy, away from home, against one of Serie A's best defenses. By the time the league phase was over, Arsenal had established themselves not just as qualifiers, but as genuine contenders. The tone was set. The last 16. Handling business. January 28, 2026. Arsenal 3-2 FC Kairat Almaty. Now, let's be honest, this was the one fixture on the list that raised an eyebrow. FC Kairat Almaty of Kazakhstan. Not exactly the AC Milan test most Arsenal fans had imagined. But here's the thing about Champions League knockout football. There are no comfortable games. And Arsenal proved that by making it harder than it needed to be, winning 3-2 in what turned out to be a surprisingly nervy evening at the Emirates. 3 goals, 2 conceded. Job done. But a reminder that in this competition, complacency is the enemy. The important thing? They got through, clean, focused, on to the next round. The quarter-finals. Bayer Leverkusen. This is where the campaign truly shifted into another gear. Bayer Leverkusen, the Bundesliga champions. The team that went unbeaten for an entire season just 2 years prior. A side packed with pace, quality, and a burning desire to make their own Champions League history. March 11th, 2026. Bayer Leverkusen 1-1 Arsenal, first leg. The first leg in Germany was exactly what everyone expected. Tight, physical, and intense. Arsenal conceded first, but hit back to earn a 1-1 draw away from home. An away goal, a platform to build on. Arteta's team had gone to one of the toughest grounds in Europe and refused to lose. March the 17th, 2026. Arsenal 2-0 Bayer Leverkusen, second leg. And then, 6 days later, the Emirates finished the job. 2-0. Dominant, professional, ruthless. Arsenal controlled the tie from the first whistle. Leverkusen, for all their quality, couldn't live with the intensity and organization of Arteta's side on home soil. By the final whistle, the Emirates was in full voice and Arsenal were in the quarterfinals. Aggregate: Arsenal 3-1 Bayer Leverkusen. A statement win against elite European opposition. This was no accident. The semi-finals. Sporting CP is April 7th, 2026. Sporting CP 0-1 Arsenal, first leg. Sporting Lisbon away. The José Alvalade Stadium. A raucous crowd. A Portuguese side flying in their own league. Arsenal went there and won, 1-0. Clean sheet. Away goal. Composed performance. 1 foot in the final. April 15th, 2026. Arsenal 0-0. Sporting CP, second leg. The second leg at the Emirates was tense. Goalless. Nervy at times. Sporting pushed and pressed, searching for the away goal that could flip the tie. But Arsenal held firm. The defense, which has been the unsung backbone of this entire campaign, was immovable. Not a single goal conceded over 180 minutes against a dangerous Sporting side. Arsenal progressed 1-0 on aggregate into the semi-finals. The semi-finals, Atlético Madrid. And here we are. The moment the whole story has been building toward. Atlético Madrid. Diego Simeone's fortress. The side that has knocked out more Champions League giants than almost any other club in the last decade. The masters of the low block. The kings of grinding results. If you wanted to test whether Arsenal had truly arrived as a European force, this was the test. April 29th, 2026. Atlético Madrid 1-1 Arsenal, first leg. The Metropolitano Stadium, one of the most intimidating atmospheres in European football. Arsenal went there, fell behind, and fought back. 1-1. Away goal secured in hostile territory. That result, that response, told you everything about this team's mentality. Lesser sides go to the Metropolitano and crumble. Arsenal equalized and came home with exactly what they needed. May 5th, 2026, Arsenal 1-0 Atlético Madrid, second leg. And then Tuesday night happened. The Emirates Stadium was as loud as it has ever been. You could feel the weight of 20 years pressing down on every supporter in that ground. 20 years of near misses. 20 years of watching other clubs celebrate on the biggest stage. Arsenal needed a win. And they delivered. 1-0. 1 goal. That's all it took. Held, defended. Fought for every single second until that final whistle. When it came, when the referee raised that whistle to his lips and blew, the Emirates erupted. Arsenal 2-1 on aggregate. Arsenal are in the Champions League final. Why this matters? Let's zoom out for just a moment. Because this isn't just a football result. This is the culmination of one of the most deliberate, patient rebuilding projects in modern football. When Mikel Arteta arrived at Arsenal in December 2019, he inherited a club in disarray. No clear identity. Players underperforming. A fan base losing faith. The DNA of a great club was still there, buried under years of frustration, but it needed excavating. He started from scratch. Culture first, discipline second, quality third. He brought in players who wanted to fight. Saliba, who has been an absolute wall at the back throughout this campaign. Saka, who has tormented fullbacks across Europe all season. Odegaard, pulling the strings in midfield with a composure that belies his age. And now, after years of asking, when will Arsenal be back? The answer is, now. The last time Arsenal were in a Champions League final was May 17, 2006. Paris, the Stade de France. They led Barcelona 1-0 with 10 men and lost 2-1 in heartbreaking fashion. That wound has never fully healed. May 30th, 2026. That's the date. That's the chance to finally close it. One game, one night, one opportunity to write a new chapter. The greatest chapter in this club's modern history. So that's the journey. From destroying Bayern Munich in November to holding off Atlético Madrid in May. From group stage statement to Champions League final. Arsenal are here, and they have earned every single second of it. The question now is simple. Can they go all the way? I want to know what you think. Drop your prediction for the final in the comments. Scoreline, man of the match, everything. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Because over the next few weeks, we're going to be covering Arsenal's road to the final every single step of the way. See you for the next one. Come on, Arsenal!